Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma, and today I think the first thing I need to say is Happy New Year. It's 2024. Not sure how that happened, but here we are, and yet I haven't aged a day since last year's video. So, what are we here for today? We are doing the brand spanking best books of 2023. We are doing it in some chaos. Charlie, the 4-year-old, is sat on the bed. He has a box of Tic Tacs. So apologies if that's what you can hear. Also, Rudy is up here, my dog, and he is unreliable in filming situations. So we'll see how we go, okay? So, I'm going to talk about my best non-fiction reads of the year. I read 19 non-fiction books throughout the year, which actually isn't that many, really. But I do have 5 that I really want to talk to you about, and let's just get into it. So I have ranked them from 5th to 1st, but obviously, you know, they are my top 5 out of the 19, so they're all really good. I recommend them all. But in 5th position, we have The Lost Spells by Robert MacFarlane. Now, this is poetry, which is not often featured on this channel, but I absolutely adored this book. It's a collection of nature poems, and it's just stunningly illustrated all the way through. And I didn't find the poetry too pretentious. I just thought it was really beautiful, discussing different animals in nature and trees and flowers, and it was just really great. So if you, like me, are not a massive poetry fan but want to give some a whirl, I would really recommend The Lost Spells. It was really stunning. Also a great gift if you've got any kids that you're gifting. Like, proper beautiful book. In at number 4 we have Gender Queer by Maia, Kobabe, and this was a graphic memoir, and it follows Maia, who is genderqueer, and we see her, sorry I say her, not a her and not a they. I can't remember the pronouns that they were using, but I'm going to use they because I think not he. But it was really interesting to see the way that they grew up, the way that they sort of came to understand their own gender, what gender means for them, what sort of alternatives there are outside of the binary. And it was beautifully illustrated, really sort of eye-opening. I clearly need to read it again because I've forgotten a lot of the detail, but it was really interesting. Highly recommend. In at number 3 we're looking at gender again, because I have chosen Welcome to St. Hell by Lewis Hancox. So Lewis Hancox is a trans author. He also has a YouTube channel, which I will link below. And this was his first published book, graphic memoir, again, about his time growing up in a town called St. Helens, I believe, or the school was called St. Helens, and just his journey through high school as a teenage girl, knowing that he wasn't a teenage girl, and what his transition looked like. And I thought it was really raw, really blunt. But one of the really clever things that Hancox did was he actually inserted his adult self into sections of the novel to sort of like G on his younger self. There was a lot of comedy in it, obviously a lot of serious issues as well around body image and like healthy ways to deal with transition, or unhealthy ways to deal with transition as well. And I just thought it was expertly done. My beautiful friend Jack over at Spread Bookjoy did a solo review for this book, so I will leave it below for you, because she covered it off a lot better than I just did in the 2 minutes that I've talked about it. In second place we have another graphic memoir. It seems that I really appreciate graphic memoirs, but this one was Waves by Ingrid Chabbert, and this was devastating. It's one of those books that ripped my heart out and stomped on it, and I sobbed like a baby. This follows 2 women who are married, trying to have a baby, and what that journey looked like for them. There's a lot of trigger warnings for this book. I'm not going to talk about them here because some of it's spoilers. So if you are triggered by anything around fertility, infertility, then probably check that out before you pick it up. Also bear in mind that some of it's very difficult to read, even if you're not triggered. So it was pretty heartbreaking. Because it was a graphic novel, I think that made it more heartbreaking because some of the images were, yeah. But if a book can make me physically sob like that, then it's a good book, in my opinion. It also covers the topic of infertility and miscarriage in a way that I think more people need to talk about, because a lot of people obviously experience miscarriage and infertility, but it's kind of like swept under the carpet and never discussed. And in this, Chabbert absolutely just lets it all out. And yeah, I can't recommend it highly enough, but with warnings if you are of a sensitive disposition. And then in first place we have Know My Name by Chanel Miller. I am very late to the party on this one. I know that most people have probably read it at this point. This is another memoir, not graphic though. And we follow Chanel's story as she is sexually assaulted at university and the effects that has on her life afterwards, the court case, the sort of culture of victim blaming, the way that men get away with a lot, particularly if they're seen in America more than other countries. But if they're seen to have sports prowess, they're almost given leniency, which is just bullshit. So this book will make you angry. 100% it will make you angry. But the strength that Chanel Miller showed in the writing of this book in itself, her journey throughout what she experienced, was outstanding. The writing was superb as well. You kind of don't always expect it from a memoir like this, but Chanel Miller can write. And at the end of the book, she puts in her witness impact statement. And yeah, that was pretty tough to read. Even though you'd read the whole story, just to see it condensed into that witness statement was heartbreaking. And yeah, just the strength that she showed was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, if you don't pick up any other recommendation from my non-fiction list, then this one is the one to pick up. I would really love to have more non-fiction recommendations. I need to probably read more of it. I get distracted by the pretty fiction books, I'll be honest. But if you've got any outstanding non-fiction that you'd like to recommend, I'd really love to see them below. And if you'd like to see some other non-fiction books that I've really loved, not just this year but in general, I'll leave my must-read non-fiction list here for you. And I'll see you all very soon with another one. Bye guys.